In this week's episode, we head to Custer, South Dakota for a barbecue and brew festival. We get some recall work done and our first major upgrade on the Brinkley.
So we got our new brakes installed. This is going to be our first little test with them.
We hit the state park to spy on the local wildlife, and you know we're gonna have some amazing beers.
That might be the best Scotch ale I've ever had. Well, hello kids. Welcome to Custer, South Carolina.
South Dakota.
South Dakota. That too. Sorry, brain's not working too well this morning. As you noticed in the back seat, it's Joel and Tanya from This Is Our Adventure.
Because we like to pick up random strangers.
They're not random. You may remember them from other episodes like Our RV Sunsets Hits the Black Hills.
Yeah.
We came back through the Black Hills and decided we were going to hang out with them again for a bit.
But we haven't put out that version yet, have we?
No, we haven't put this video out either, so this one will be after that one, and then it'll all make sense.
Okay.
See, the kids here that are watching are living in a different universe than we are. That's about like a month or two behind our universe.
Right?
So what are we doing today, Tony Tao?
I have no idea. Apparently we're getting in some traffic.
Looks like we're going to be sitting in traffic based upon this big line of traffic. Sorry, the GoPro on the dashboard, I think overheated and died on us. So let's try this again. Where are we going today, Tony Tao?
Hill City.
Why are we going to Hill City?
I have no idea. I just do what you guys tell me to do.
Because there's big trouble in Hill City. There's big trouble in Hill City, and it starts with B, and it stands for?
Barbecue.
And?
Brews.
And beer.
Yay!
So yeah, we're going down to Hill City. It's not far away from the campground we're in, and they're having a barbecue and brew festival today. And I can think of no two better things to spend the day doing than drinking beer and eating barbecue. This may pose a craft beer conundrum because they are turning everybody around, so there might be trouble not getting to Hill City.
Right?
We made it to Hill City and the Barbecue and Brew Fest. There were barbecue chefs from the US and Canada there, which made for some amazing meats.
This is pulled pork from the Q Cartel. And the Q Cartel have my favorite logo of this whole adventure.
Because he's got a hat.
Yes, because the pig has a hat. That's why I like it. Damn, that's good. What do you think? That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's a nice, sweet, pulled pork.
Give Gracie some. Let her give a taste. The one thing that Tony Tao missed because she was off getting herself a Bloody Mary was the first place that we went to. That's probably the best burnt end I have ever had in my life. It was so good. All right, kids, so I'm here with Joel from This Is Our Adventure, who is also an RV technician. We had an issue with our bed slide. There's advantages and disadvantages to a Brinkley.
Yes.
And the build on the Brinkley.
Oh my goodness.
And the advantage is that it's built like a flippin' tank. All of this stuff was not just nailed and stapled in, it was also glued in on top of that, which is wonderful for the fact that it's built like a tank, but it sucks when you have to pull some things apart to replace a piece of wood. So just to show you what Joel had to do, this 2x2 in here was hitting against this roller down here, and it had become all chewed up through here. So Joel had to replace this 2x2, and to get this all up through here and get this all up through here, that was an absolute nightmare.
It was.
And why was it a nightmare?
Because it was glued, it was nailed, and I didn't want to just rip it up. I wanted to make, because I've got to reuse it, and it's a exterior piece, beauty piece. So I wanted it to stay nice looking.
The piece he's referring to is this piece here. It's just an exterior piece that's been painted, and you know, it looks really nice, and just didn't want to mess it up pulling it out. So Joel was super careful. All right, so now we just gotta like lay this thing back down
And put it all back together.
bolt it all back together. All right, I'm gonna come up on my side.
Yep.
And I gotta get this wire out from under this loom, or this loom out from under here. There we go. Okay, so mattress is back in, and according to Tony Tao, because she's the one that stands on the inside pushing the buttons, so I have no idea what this slide sounds like inside the rig. According to Tony Tao, it sounds much smoother, so I think we've solved the problem.
Yes, I think so.
All right, here it is. Mattress back in. Everybody's happy. By the way, we have a Titan mattress from Brooklyn Bedding, which it's really a good bed. They didn't pay me to say that. What, Tony Tao?
We're not sponsored.
We are not sponsored. They didn't pay me to say any of that. It's just a great mattress. We love it.
Yeah.
All right. I think our work here is done.
Yes.
Cerveza time.
Yes.
We also had some recall work that Joel took care of for us. It required some electrical work in the front storage compartment, and then adding some new larger gauge wiring to our refrigerator. Once the fridge was done, we had our first major upgrade done to the rig. We replaced our stock drum brakes with a Deemaxx Disc Brake package. The first step was to remove the drums, and when we did, we discovered the rear seal on 2 of the 4 drums was blown. You can see in this image where the grease had fouled the brakes. The next step was to bolt on the caliper mounts, grease the bearings, and seat the bearing seals. Once the rotor was on the axle, Joel seated the bearings, then backed them off, and made sure they were finger tight. He then installed the cotter pin to hold the castle nut in place. After that, it was a matter of attaching the calipers, running the lines, installing the reservoir, and bleeding the brakes.
So we got our new brakes installed, and this is going to be our first little test with them. We're gonna take it out and drive it a little bit and burnish these brakes. When you get new brakes, you have to burnish them, and what you got to do basically is get your rig up to about 60 miles an hour, and then just use the trailer brake to slow yourself down to about 30, get it up to 60 again, slow yourself down to about 30,
Which means
do
people
this.
behind us are going to get really pissed.
Yeah, well, we got to do this like 4 or 5 times to burnish the brakes. All right, we're gonna slow us down again.
Definitely working.
Yeah, they're definitely working. And I'm not even giving it that much on the trailer brake. All right, I want to give you guys a quick update on our brake install and how the brakes have been working for us. So we had them done back in Custer, South Dakota, and that was the last week in August when we had the brakes put on. It is now late October, so we've had a little time on the brakes. Our overall thoughts is that we would absolutely do this upgrade again. The rig stops so much faster now, so much easier, especially in situations where you have to brake hard. Those situations, you guys, if you're an RVer, you know this happens all the time. You're coming down the road and somebody doesn't want to be behind the slow RV, so they pull out in front of you. In situations like that, the rig stops so much easier, so much better, so much faster. I did want to make a quick comment on the blown seal that you saw. We had blown seals on 2 of the 4 drums that we took off. A third one, the seal was just starting to blow. Now, I don't know if this is a common situation with these Lippert axles and drum brakes. I can say that I've seen this mentioned, I've seen this issue happen multiple times on Facebook posts. I don't know if that's a good way to gauge how common it is. People don't you know, people don't post when they're not having problems on Facebook. They post when they are having problems. But if you're in a situation where you're having to crank your trailer brake gain all the way up to 9 or 10, that could be an indicator that you may have this problem. You know, maybe pull a drum off and just have a look in there and see. Lastly, I do want to do a quick plug for Joel and Tanya and their business, because they did amazing work for us. So their business is Great Adventure RV Repair and Inspection, and Joel and Tanya are full-time RVers. They're traveling throughout the country, so I don't know where they're going to be at any given time, or if they're going to be in your area when you need an RV tech, but I am going to put a link in the show notes below. I mean, you can always pop them an email and find out if they're in your area. If they are in your area, I would highly recommend them to come and fix stuff on your rig. Joel did amazing work. He was super careful. Yeah, give him a call. Well, good morning, kids. Welcome to, well, not really our first day of adventure. We did have the barbecue thing that we went to. Our second day of adventure, we are up early because we want to go do the wildlife loop while we were here. And today is the only day we have to do it. We've heard that it's best to do it in the morning or in the evening. And unfortunately, we have plans this evening, so it leaves it for this morning. So we're up early in the morning, and we're gonna go do the wildlife loop. Hopefully we see some fluffy cows. Gracie girl, you wanna see fluffy cows? Gracie girl's not all that excited about being up this early.
Quite that awake yet.
Yeah, she's not an early bird. As we started down the wildlife loop in Custer State Park, it didn't take long to find our usual furry little friends, the prairie dogs. There was a cute little mama and her pup, another whole family of doggies, and this little alarmist. Farther up the road, we saw a couple of deer, this wandering antelope, and of course wild turkeys, including this one that was trying to hide. But then, we found what we came here for in the first place.
In the heart of the great wide open, where the grasses sway, the mighty buffalo wander as they've done since yesterday. Footsteps deep in the dust, leaving trails of ancient pride. These wildlands are the kingdom where their legacy resides. See the sunrise greet their backs in the dawn of golden red. Ancestors of the plains softly grazing where they tread. Riding by the dusty plains, see the buffalo roam. Majestic shadows cross the land in herds they call their home. In the wild and open skies they thunder as they go, with the spirit of the frontier and a tale untold, you know. Howling whispers of the ages carried on the breeze. Buffaloes blew with wisdom beneath the swaying trees. These buffalo roam so wise, stories of old in their eyes.
On a suggestion from Joel and Tanya, we headed over to the Lost Cabin Beer Company. It was nestled in a small shack and had a cozy inside tasting room. Along with the intimate indoor seating, they offered a wide selection of tasty beers. So we've made it to Lost Cabin, which is in Hill City. I don't know about you, but this place has got the best vibe out of any brewery we've been to up here.
Yeah.
They got a great garden area, beer garden patio on the back. We each went with a flight. I did your standard dealer's choice flight, and we are starting off with it's either Foder-in lager or Fodder-in lager.
We both got it. That's a beautiful color.
It's a
though.
Hell's lager. So,
Look at that color.
You know, it's got a really nice color to it. Ooh, that's super tasty. That's a really good lager.
That's a very flavorful lager.
The next thing I got is the Midwest Manners. I guess that applies to us. We have to have those now since we bought a house
Since we now belong in the
Kansas City.
Midwest.
And it is a hazy IPA. That's a great like East Coast hazy IPA.
I got something called Overwork.
I will look that up for you.
Ooh.
It's a
Look on the far right.
It's a pale ale.
Yes. That's kind of unique.
Is it? Can I take a
Yeah,
taste?
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a beer that tastes like that before. That's a really odd, not odd bad, odd good.
Yeah.
Next, I have the Juicy. It's a sour milkshake
like
IPA.
Juicy with a lisp.
With a lisp, but it
Okay.
makes sense because when I was looking at the cans that they sell, the logo on the cans is the picture from, do you remember the Nintendo game Punch-Out? It's the picture, it's the Mike Tyson from the Punch-Out, hence the Juicy.
Juicy. It's a Mike Tyson beer.
Oh, that's an interesting aroma. I'm kind of scared to go into this one. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Why?
Take a taste. It's hard to explain the flavor. It's a sour, it's a milkshake IPA sour.
It smells like a lemon, like the candy lemon drop.
Oh, lemon drop candies a little bit. Yeah.
That's very, I'm almost afraid to drink it now.
That was my thought when I tasted, when I smelled it.
It's sweeter than I thought it would be.
I definitely get the sour, but I also get the milkshake part of it, and I'm not sure those flavors work together well.
Oh, I have the Lord.
Hold on, let me find it. The Lord Grizzly. This is a Scotch ale.
Oh, smells good.
You're not usually a Scotch ale person.
I would drink that.
Yeah?
It's heading toward Dunkel.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see a Scotch heading towards a Dunkel.
Try it.
Yeah, it actually does smell a lot like a Dunkel or a Mars, and it's got a little caramely thing. That is a damn good Scotch ale. That might be the best Scotch ale I've ever had. Yeah, that's a damn good Scotch ale. All right, we are going to finish this flight. I'll walk around and take a couple of shots around the place to give you an idea what the vibe is, because the vibe is really cool.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and we'll see you next week.